gonna do some backyard camping tonight. This area right here between these two trees is where I normally set up my tarp or hammock, but I'm kind of getting sick of sleeping on that spot. I'm gonna try to set my tarp up freestanding without the use of a tree, but I will use collected wood to basically prop it up. We're gonna see how that works. I've already cleared a small area over here just to get an idea of where I want to lay out the tarp and where I want to lay out my bedroll, and make sure there wasn't any sticks or bugs hiding in there. So we'll get this shelter set up, and then later on we'll get a nice fire going and cook up some bacon grilled cheese sandwiches. Well, this is what I came up with. It's not too janky. It's got plenty of room on the inside. I guess that's what counts. I just looped my ridgeline up here a little bit and staked off there. The tarps are staked off at either side. And of course, this is how I have it set up, with a couple of loops tied in prusik knots. And there's the other end, also staked off. I don't know if I've said it before, but this paracord I'm using is a Titan paracord. It's actual 550 with extra strands. It has a fishing line strand, a copper wire strand, and a jute tender strand in it. I have about 35 foot of that as my ridge line. And I have just these ends pegged down. All right. Guess this is home for tonight. I also wanted to note, I don't think this would be a good shelter if you have other options. It would probably be very weak in the wind. It would definitely protect you from rain. In a quick pinch, if there's no trees where you can set up a shelter, as long as you can get a hold of a couple of long sticks, you should be fine. Well, we'll see how it performs tonight anyways. Alright, back outside. It's gonna get pretty cold tonight. Down to, I'd say, at least mid-low 30s. I'm gonna go ahead and set up my bedding now, so I don't have to mess with it later. Then we'll get a fire going and cook our bacon grilled cheese. Got the headlamp on high so you guys can see a little better. I think the last shot I had it on low. But this is my sleep setup for tonight. Of course, same thing I used in the last video. Thermarest Neo Air. And of course, the military sleep system cold weather bag. And I know it's kind of controversial, or at least I've been told. I use the Bivy, especially in the winter. I believe it adds a little more protection, even though I'm obviously completely covered, so I don't have to worry about moisture or rain. But I feel the Bivy cover just gives me like 15 extra degrees I can work with when I'm sleeping. And usually if I do overnights, I'm not really that concerned about the weight all that much. Maybe I'll rethink taking it if I do any multi-day hikes, which should be coming up soon, hopefully. All right, I guess it's time to start up the fire. We'll let that get some nice cooking coals, and then we'll cook our food. I almost forgot that I need to put my chickens to bed. Let's see how they're doing. So that's Dutch right there. And you can see Susan, she's in that nest box. We have another little hen named April. She's in this nest box right here. But that is not an LCD screen TV that you see for the chickens' entertainment. That is a small heater. One that puts about as much heat off as another chicken. So he'll cuddle up next to that and stay nice and warm. We actually have a thermometer in here, wireless thermometer, and it's gone well below freezing, and it's only gotten down to like the 40s inside of here. So I built this thing, that's why it looks janky, but it's actually got insulated walls and all that. But just for a little more warmth, we go ahead and shut the door, and we make sure that they're nice and cozy in there for the night. My fire setup, I make my twigs, which is what's going to initially catch off the tinder. Then I have a moderate pile of the, try to go for like a thumb's width length. And then I have some bigger chunks that I'll throw on top of that. And then this is where the real wood comes in. But for now, we're gonna light it. I'll probably get maybe 1 or 2 of those logs going, but I'm just trying to make a bed of coals now so I can cook. That's my tinder for tonight. It is some sort of thin strips of wood covered in some paraffin wax. I think I bought a box that comes with about 20 of them for $5 from the dollar store. They're very lightweight. I throw a few of them into a Ziploc bag, and that's what I'll carry with me if I'm going to start a fire when I'm out. Actually, normally I have this with me all the time, even on stealth camps, especially in the winter. You never know where you're going to be stuck at or what will happen. You may actually need to build a fire so you stay warm, but normally it isn't a problem. I just use them when I actually have fire. Okay, let's get this going. So that was pretty simple. I just light the tinder. I put the twigs right on top. I try to spread them out a little bit for airflow, and then I start piling the thicker sticks on top. That'll catch up nicely, and then I'll start putting the larger stuff on. Fire's coming along nice. Gonna burn down the coals to cook on. So we have our shelter right there. We'll get a nice view of the fire as we're going to sleep. And time for step 2. So I realize I have the bacon kind of mashed in there. I may have brought too much bacon. Is that a thing? Too much bacon? We'll find out. Oh yeah. I think Corporal's Corner would be proud. Alright, I know it doesn't look too pretty, but man, it smells good. It smells really good. And fortunately, I actually like my toast a little burnt. So we'll let it cool off a little bit, and then we'll do a taste test. Taste test. Okay. It's so greasy, but it's so good. Well, I'm gonna finish this off and enjoy the fire. So one of the things I like to do is try out new camping meals. I enjoy my MREs. I eat them all the time. I've had the Mountain House meals before, but I'm not really a big fan of those freeze-dried meals. Now, I haven't tried any of the other brands of the packaged freeze-dried meals, and the Mountain House ones were okay. They got the job done. But I always try to think of inventive meals I can make when I'm camping that is pretty good. For the bacon grilled cheese, I think if I would do anything different, I would have actually, instead of using bacon grease to actually grill the grilled cheese, I would have used butter like normal. The grease was a bit much. It was good. It was really good. But I did feel like after eating the whole thing, I wanted to lay down and give my arteries a rest. Now I'm going to relax, watch the rest of this fire burn down, enjoy my frosty beverage, and then crawl into bed. It's been a good night.